the book of Job, chapter 5 and verse 12, and it reads, "He disappoint the device of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise." First and foremost, I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to our Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and to our Lord and Savior, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. I want to give double honors to the apostles, the elders, and bishop of Great Millstone, who are the true leaders in Israel today, and to the Akim and the Akwaf that are listening and learning. To you, I say Shalom. This Bam Allah, and I'm coming at you with another lesson. Again, this lesson is inspired by an article out at RT News, and it's talking about the QR codes that are really being implemented in Europe and in China. You know, China was the lead. They took the lead on this QR coding, you know, in response to this COVID-19. And now you got Europe, and eventually you're going to have some of the Americans, not some of the America, but America are going to adopt this same technology for the vaccinated people to show their status. I mean, and I think some states are already, matter of fact, some states are already doing this QR code on their phones, showing that they've been vaccinated. But ultimately, we know that this is just a precursor, you know, to the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16 through 18. You know, the charagma that's going to be put in your hand or your forehead. And again, just like the apostle themselves, for some of you simple jokers who talking about, what if you don't have no arms? You know, yeah, well, they're going to find a place to put it. It's in your right hand or forehead. So they're going to find a place to put this charagma. But without further ado, let's just get right into the article. And I'm going to read all the article, and then I'm going to come up with a couple precepts, and we're going to close it out, because the article is pretty interesting. It's not that long. And it reads, "Here's the chilling reality of what daily life might look like under the social credit system in the so-called democracy." So we already know that Babylon the Great, spiritual Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah, which is America. We know what democracy looked like for you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Getting shot down in the streets of America. Now, once you don't have this QR coding, many of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, because y'all are rebelling and not taking this stab, not taking that jump shot, not taking that mad scientist concoction. So you know what this democracy gonna look like for those that rebel against this that jump shot, that three-pointer. Let's read. Government issued QR codes, health passes could represent the first step in implementing a Chinese-style social credit system. Imagine how this might actually work. Shows its potential for truly frightening consequences. And it's going to be real. It's going to have some devastating consequences, you know, for you, especially those 2/3 of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans that take this QR code, that have already taken the stab, that jump shot. It's going to be extremely frightening for you. It reads, "The COVID-19 crisis has given the government worldwide a golden opportunity to roll out a new system of control over their citizens." And as you can see today, Sleepy Joe is coming out with some more mandates under the, 6 mandates, because, they love that number 6, 6-point mandate for those that are rebelling against taking that stab, that jump shot. So he's going to be speaking later on today, especially against you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans that refuse to get this COVID jump shot. And he's going to put some mandates on you under the guise of protecting their health. So now you need the government to protect your health. At first, the government didn't want to have anything to do with the healthcare system. But now the government is saying, hey, we care about y'all enough under this pandemic that we want to protect y'all, and we're going to come up with this new social system. And this is all theory right here, but we also know that they already got the QR codes. So once the government get control over everything, they're going to make life pure hell for you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. Even the ones that take the QR code, the stab, the jump shot. Let's continue reading. Although it is now clear that the COVID jabs don't prevent contamination or transmission, as you can see, the hospitals are full of those that took the jump shot. The hospitals are full of those sheep that took the jump shot. They have provided our democracies with the perfect pretext to introduce state-issued QR codes to access aspects of daily life, which our overlords, your government, apparently deem non-essential, including certain means of transport, food services, health, and fitness venues. So once this QR code really get implemented to everybody, those that don't have the QR code, your life is pretty much over. So that's why you must put your trust in the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shah. That's why you must, in these last days, put your trust in the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shah. Matter of fact, let's pull this. Let me go to the. I gotta get a precept for that right there. We're going Salakia. We're gonna go to Second Esdras. Nope, I'm not going to Second Esdras. What I'm talking about? It's Wisdom of Solomon. Matter of fact, Salakia, once again, I gotta go up here to 16:11. I go to the Wisdom of Solomon. This Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3 and verse 9. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. You Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, put your trust in the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shah, and see what times you're living in. And such as be faithful in love shall abide with him, for grace and mercy is to his saints, and he have care for his elect. And again, this lesson is for the elect, man. It's for the elect. It's for the elect. So you got to put your trust in the Most High, Yahweh Shem Shah. But that's a good one, but that's one what I want. I think I'm in Ecclesiastes. That's what I was looking for. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2 and verse 10. And it reads, look at the generation of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? So that's what you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans need to understand. The Most High, he's never going to disappoint those that call upon him. And you really need that covering in these last days, because this devil is coming down having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And one of these, this great wrath is this QR code, which is this the jump shot. This is wrath, man, from this devil. This is wrath from this devil, because he's gonna try to prevent you from having access to transportation. So you're gonna have to stay in. Food services. If you like to go out and go to fine dining, go to a restaurant, and go out to eat, even to your McDonald's and your local Burger Kings. And really, none of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans should be eating that filthy stuff. Or a health and fitness venue. Even if you just want to go walk at your local track, they're gonna tell you that you are not allowed to be outside. You don't have access to being outside. And furthermore, it's going to show you also how this is going to link into your currency. Let's keep reading. It said, at first, we were told that these passes would be a temporary measure, but now leaders such as the French President Emmanuel Macron have admitted that they may persist longer than initially announced. Similarly, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has pledged $1 billion for a whole new system of past management and coordination between Canadian provinces, and in his re-election on September the 20th. So the cat trying to stay in office, he gonna do what he gotta do. Because why? This new world order that is bringing about around the whole world. And again, this is a new world order. This is not just relegated to here in America. It's the new world order. And who control the new world order? The global elites, the major banking families, because they control all the money, as you're gonna be able to see right here. Again, it's gonna link into currency as well. That's when that charagma spoken of in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 16, is gonna come about. So let's continue reading. Crash. France repeated health pass system fails are leaving citizens without the QR codes needed for daily life. So now when your QR code is not, the technology is not being linked in or in real time, this is what's gonna happen. If the public willingly accept having to show papers wherever they go, so now you're gonna have to show them papers wherever you go, especially for those that took the jump shot. And those that haven't taken the jump shot, your access to everyday life is just going to be non-void. You're going to be made to stay in your house, or those retirement or intermittent camps that they building. It said, what incentives do governments have to rescind this new tool? Imagine the uses that it could have in suppressing the kind of financial and ideological independence that risk posing a threat to the system which enabled these globalist bootlickers to come to power in the first place. Now we're talking about the major banking families. They control the 1%ers, but we're talking about the 1% of the 1%ers. Bill Gates and Elon Musk, they money, they'll look like a poverty case, in regards to the global elites. They'll be poverty case. You're talking about billions. These guys are worth trillions of dollars, but you'll never hear about them because they stay in the back rooms making the deals. Those are the ones that hold your senators and your congressmen hostage. Let's continue reading. Consider, for example, if the health pass was merged with your digital identity, such as your driver's license, and that concept is coming about. The concept of electronic government ID stored in your smartphone is already being rolled out in 8 American states. And due to COVID-19, you're also having to present your QR code along with your passport for travel. Eventually, you're just gonna have to, put your little finger up in there, your little hand in a scanner. You're not gonna need a wallet because in this new system, they're gonna give you digital currency, and we're gonna read on this as well. Again, and due to COVID-19, you're also having to present your QR coding along with your passport to travel. Now add a digital wallet being prepared by entities like the European Central Bank. Now, this is where the big guys, the head bankers, are getting involved. They've been involved in all of this because this is what they want, that digital currency to come about. So let's read. And this is a scenario. So one day, long after the pandemic phase, you might just wake up and log on the internet only to find that your service provider has slowed your connection speed to a crawl due to the fact that the government run military-grade operations which control social media under the guise of combating disinformation, flag something that you said online as ideological unacceptable. And since you were required to pay for the service through your digital wallet tied you to your ID, you're screwed. Damn. Again, this is coming about. At least you can still lace up your running shoes and go for a jog. Instead, you love to go lift at the gym, but still can't because you haven't kept up with the pace of the government mandates jab. So you're going to have to because they already rolled out. They saying now you got to take them pills. Then they said you got to get another jump shot, a couple months after maybe 6 months after that, then you're gonna have to take another jump shot, and then they're gonna give you a little couple months worth of them pills. So they got this all, everything is already just fundamentally, everything is just the way they want it, basically. Again, so your QR code doesn't permit you to share the error with the other gym goers. So once, you haven't kept, Salakia, but still, you can't because you haven't kept up with the pace of the government mandate jabs program. So your QR code doesn't permit you to share the error with the other gym goers. And again, those that refuse this, you're going to be locked up in some camps, or you're going to be locked up in your house. You're not going to be able to go anywhere. It's on the way home, you decide to stop at a fast food joint for a quick coffee. When you try to pay for your digital wallet, you realize that the authorities, the government, who going to control all the money, you're no longer going to be able to have a bank account. Because everything is going to be on a QR code, and it's going to be monitored by Big Brother. And Big Brother going to be sitting up there saying, hey, this joker right here, he, number one, which we read in paragraph earlier, said that you haven't kept up with your mandatory jabs, so they're going to be taking your digital money away from you. So you're not going to be able to buy that cup of coffee. So anyway, when you try to pay with your digital wallet, you realize that the authorities have determined that you already spent the maximum allowable quota of digital currency at fast food establishments and now have been cut off until perhaps your health app is able to register a reasonable weight. So now they're talking about your weight. See, the Esau Edom, a so-called white man, he want to control everything about you. He want to control, your weight. He want to control the way you think. He want to control everything about you. Why? Because you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans that are running, taking this jump shot, y'all are giving him authority, and y'all giving him power. Y'all saying that he's your God. Y'all are saying he's your God. But again, the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2 and verse 10, it said, look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Most High and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear? So because 2/3 of you people, Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, y'all don't fear the Most High, Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah. Yeah, y'all walk around with this, y'all love Jesus. See, but Jesus don't exist. The God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, his name is Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah. So that already, you already behind the 8 ball, because number one, you praying to a no God. And number two, you already don't been taking a jump shot. So you already telling no Big Brother, Esau Edom, so-called white man, and he literally is our Big Brother, that he's your God. And was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? The Most High, he don't despise no one that's calling upon him. When you call upon him in righteousness and truth, and his name is Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah. So where do we leave off at? Okay, the maximum allowable quota for digital currency at fast food establishment, and now have been cut off until perhaps your health app is able to register a reasonable weight. You may just be big bone, but the government doesn't care. So you reached into your pocket for some cash instead. Your service says that unfortunately they don't accept non-digital currency, as it is not secure. One never knows whether some guys running around town are trying to launder proceeds of crime by throwing fivers on the counters at the fast food joint. Let's continue reading. No worries. You just save some money by heading home and making your own coffee. A little matter of stopping by the grocery store en route. The cashier scans your QR code and proceeds to, triage the item that you're allowed to purchase from those which you aren't. So now at the grocery store, the joker is telling you which items you can buy and what you can't buy. Why? Because Big Brother don't gave them authority to do this. The scanning the steak you were planning to have for dinner results in a red light appearing on the scanner. It's placed aside in the light of the fact that your overconsumed products deemed climate unfriendly by the government. Perhaps you'll like some crickets or some mealworms as protein instead. They just being funny now. But see, and again, this, you might think this is hypothetical, but this is what's going to come about. They got to bring out the charagma, the MOTB. And the only way they can do this is they got to have the people willingly to sacrifice themselves and bow down to big brother government. And worldwide, people are doing it. Even here in America, you can see people lining up, getting mad. You got the vaccinated people mad at the unvaccinated people. But eventually, they're going to be like, don't worry about this QR code. We just going to go ahead and roll out this MOTB on everybody. So now you're not, matter of fact, let's just go get it. We'll just go to the book of Revelation, chapter 16. We'll start at 15. In the book of Revelation, chapter 13 and verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So we know what the image of the beast is. You know, that image is going to be this new world order. Esau, Edom, under Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, new world order. And he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. And that book, that mark in the blue letter is that charagma. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the name of the beast, of the number of his name. And again, Sleepy Joe is coming out with a 6-point mandate for the unvaccinated today. He having a 6-point program for the unvaccinated. Why? Because they love that number 6. That 6 is always thrown up in everything that they do. The QR codes with 6. And it reads, here is wisdom, let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. And we're just going to go up to the next chapter and tell you 14 and 9 and 10 and show what's going to happen to those that take that charagma. The book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, this verse 10, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone and in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. That thermonuclear destruction that's going to take place here in America, Babylon the Great. You're not going to receive that covering. You're not going to receive this call. If you take that mark, let's go to the book of Isaiah. Matter of fact, we'll go to the book of Isaiah from here. You're not going to receive this covering. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 26. The book of Isaiah chapter 26 and verse 20. And this is what the Most High, this what y'all, you so-called Christians, which are the, man, I'm not even going to say the word, but y'all call the so-called rapture. No, it's the chariots of the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua. What is that, UFOs? The so-called UFOs, unidentifiable aerial phenomenons that Esau, Edom, a so-called white man, call them. The book of Isaiah, chapter 26 and verse 20. It say, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed. Verse 21, for behold, the Lord Jehovah Bashem Yahushua cometh out of his place to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity, for the sin on top of sin. The earth also shall disclose her blood and show no more cover of her slain. So that's just coming up with Revelation chapter 14, 9 and 10. Again, come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers and shut thy doors about thee. Hide thyself as it were for a little moment until the indignation be overpassed, because it's going to take the Most High 1 hour to destroy America. 1 hour. 1 hour to destroy America. And that's what Big Brother Esau, he wants y'all to be. He wants y'all to be his slaves, servants once again. Okay, and continue reading. You finally get home and decide that you need to escape from the constant daily oppression. And that oppression makes a wise man mad. You know, let's go. We'll get that as well. Let's go to Ecclesiastes. Now, what's that? Ecclesiastes. I just do it like this, man. I can't even remember it. I was in Ecclesiastes. I don't know how I can forget that precept. 7:7. Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. I just pull it up so you can see it. The book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and verse 7. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. And that gift that you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the other nations, that gift that y'all receiving now, y'all think that jump shot is a gift. Y'all think that jump shot gonna save y'all. But that gift ultimately is going to be an oppression. It's going to make you mad. Ultimately, that gift is going to be your oppression. And let's start over again. It said you finally get home and decide that you need to escape from the constant daily oppression. So you decide to book a local flight to the beach. You pay with your digital wallet and ID, as is now the norm. Unfortunately, it is a no-go since the airline notes that you have surpassed your maximal allowable carbon footprint. You will just have to settle for sunning yourself on the deck until your carbon credit gets renewed. And that's how you get renewed. Esau Edom, he gonna have to do that for you. You're gonna have to make sure you get your jabs. I think it's okay. We're gonna continue. France mandatory health passes with government issued QR codes for access to everyday life is the start of a dystopian nightmare. And that is going to be a nightmare when you have to depend on the government to put your funds in there. When you have to depend on the government telling you what you can eat and what you can't eat. If you can go outside and take a drive, it's going to be a nightmare. Let's continue reading. At least you can still go out for a drive, though. You hop into your connected car with its convenient GPS system and it starts up. And you rev the engine and the computerized system informs you that you've exceeded the limit of use for this month and therefore have to wait. The system kindly advises you to reduce your future usage in favor of a bicycle. There's something to be said for just staying home and staring at the walls, I guess. It gives you an opportunity to dream about the good old days and how life might have been different if more people had bothered to fight the QR code ushered in circa 2021, to cheers of the bedwetters duped by the illusion of government protection from a relatively benign virus. And we know that there's a 97% survival rate of this jab, of this Vanessa, not Vanessa, but the COVID-19. It's a 97% chance of beating it. But you've been duped by your government. You've been duped by your news stations because they are all owned and operated by those global elites. Those guys that sit in them upper rooms. And we got precepts, could have precepts on that. So let's go to the book of Job. The book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 5. The good thing is that we know that the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushua, he's not going to allow them to complete their enterprise. Seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So Esau Edom, the so-called white man, know that he been appointed his bounds. See, they search out the scriptures. They know, but it's not going to stop them from trying. It's not going to stop them from trying. The book of Job, chapter 14 and verse 3. But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value. And your doctors and your doctors that are in these hospitals, you know, they are telling y'all that this COVID is killing all these people. And many people go to these hospitals and see a bunch of people up in there. They telling everybody that they got jabbed. You can come up in there with a broken leg, and they're gonna tell you got the COVID-19. But that's the way they operating right now. That's the way it is. The book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. That's why I came out of Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and 10. You know, it's time to put your trust in the Most High, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh, because this world right here is fading away. The new heaven and the new earth is about to be ushered in. The new heaven and the new earth is about to be ushered in. And you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans of the hopeful elect, hopefully you'll repent and call on the name of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh in these last days, so that you can be called up into them chariots and be saved when this World War III take place. But for those that gonna depend on Esau, Edom, this article right here is just a snippet of what the world would look like if the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh would let them complete their enterprise. If the Most High would allow them to complete their enterprise, this is how the world would look. Constant oppression. We thank the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh that he's sending his son back to take rulership of his kingdom, an everlasting kingdom, a righteous kingdom, and that he'll put his enemies under his foot. And we know who his enemies are: Esau, Edom, a so-called white man, the one who transgressed against all the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh law, statutes, and commandments. So in closing, I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Double honor once again to the apostles, the elders and bishops, great millstone, who are the true leaders of Israel today, and to the Akim and the Akwaf that are listening and learning. To you, I say Shalom.